What you are about to hear is a true story of two women. One of them is a predictable, impulsive, and irrational YouTuber. If you're watching this video, chances are you've heard of her. Her name is Katie Joy. The other is myself, T-Spiracy, and I'm about to tell you a story of how a friend and I pulled off one of the most prolific marketing ploys to ever grace the East Coast. The best part? It went smooth and effortlessly without a hitch or a crystal ball. This petty plot is far too prolific to sip tea to. This is some thirst-quenching electrolyte type stuff. So get your haterade and prepare to laugh. It was a beautiful April morning. I had taken the day off so I could get my first vaccination for the beer virus. My friend and I had made our appointments around the same time, so I decided to drive the both of us, seeing as how we both had to go all the way to Patriot Place in Foxborough, Mass. After a glorious, relaxing, child-free ride that consisted of Starbucks and gangster rap, it was safe to say that despite the impending stab to the arm, all was good in the world. We were caffeinated and in a great mood. After standing in line like hordes of government cattle, we both took the shot like real G's with no limes and no chasers. We were then directed towards the end of the aisle where an overly cheerful woman handed us a booklet on the vaccine and a pen. I told the woman, "No thanks, I don't need the pen." She said, "Why not? Take the pen," as if she was upselling me on a product and I was inconsiderate for denying her. As she stared into my soul, I reluctantly placed the pen on my black shirt. I looked down and just as I thought, it said, "I got vaccinated today." Corny as expected. I thought the show was over, but unbeknownst to me it wasn't. The pin pusher explained we had to hang out and be monitored as she ushered us out to Gillette Stadium, home of six-time winning Super Bowl champs. We sat and we waited our time out to make sure we didn't die. It was then, as we sat there, where my friend turned to me and said, "Aren't you going to release your YouTube merch soon?" I said, "Yeah, but I want to do it in a way where I can make sure everyone knows about it, and I haven't quite figured out how to do that yet." She said, and I said, and we both said, and the wheels began to turn. Now, I'm not quite sure if it was because we were in the midst of New England greatness, or if the stars were just aligned, perhaps both, but together, we devised a plan that would ensure my audience would know about the merch all right. I didn't even have to spend lots of time editing a video, advertising, and the best part, the fun part, my subscribers would get a kick out of it. It was a win-win. Now, as I'm sure most of you know, Katie Joy is very, very impulsive. I knew that if I used her image on some of my merch, she would have a meltdown. But my friend, who's really intelligent, turned to me and said, "You know what? You should use Todd's instead. Todd, come get your girl. You should put his face on it instead of using just the graphic with the skull. You should put his face on it." And I was like, "You really think that she'll care about Todd?" And she said, "Oh yeah, anything like that to get at you, you know what I mean?" So I was like, "All right then, we'll use Todd." And then we formulated our plan. I immediately went into my designing studio, and within under 5 minutes, I made the Todd shirt that was never in the store. And then I got ready to do my community post on my YouTube tab, but before I did it, we had a little discussion. We actually made a bet on how long it would take Katie to have a meltdown, right? And I said, I don't know, probably in like either tomorrow or the next day, she'll probably say something, right? My friend was like, "Yeah, right, she'll be all over that, someone's gonna send it to her or she'll see it." I said, "She won't see it, she doesn't watch her haters." At this point, we're walking out of Gillette Stadium, and we had parked kind of far away because it was a really nice day out. We wanted to walk. Well, I had to pee really, really bad, okay? I was in a bad situation. I was like, "Yo, we gotta go right now." And as we were walking, she stopped and I looked back and she was hurled over cracking up. And I'm like, "What is so funny? We have to go, I gotta pee." And she's like, "Oh my God, Katie sent you a cease and desist." Now, mind you, as a creator, Katie should know that every creator, especially starting out, uses Teespring, or now it's called Spring, right? So one would assume that she would type my name in and see my merch for herself, right? But no, Katie Joy does not do any kind of research because that requires, time and effort, and we all know she doesn't do that. So the funny thing is, I never even put the photo of Todd in my spring store. I never even did. It was never there. Every other product, plus some, was there, but Todd was never there. But that didn't stop her from sending me a cease and desist. I kid you not. And I'm like, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. And she's like, yes, she did. Now, mind you, I already had to pee. So this hysterical laughing on top of the fact that I almost had to pee my pants, and it was just bad. So we were running, I was doing the pee dance, and I was cracking up. I still didn't believe her at this point. I thought she was messing with me, right? Because only I think it was 25 minutes had gone by, and I was like, there's no way. But I literally did not have enough patience to stand there, take my phone out, and analyze the situation. So I just kept power walking, cracking up, and then she was way behind me because she couldn't even control herself. So I knew that Katie would say something about using the image because she's just Katie, and I did not think that it would be 25 minutes later, and I did not think she would make legal threats, especially since it was never for sale in the store. But this is just another perfect example of the things that she has not learned, So after we get out of the bathroom, wash our hands, I take my phone out and I start reading it, and there's just tears of laughter is just pouring down my face. And meanwhile, people are commenting on my community tab about how excited they are to get a Todd shirt, and we are just dying. Hey Teespiracy, I'm pretty sure using someone's likeness for profit on a shirt is a violation of copyright laws. You don't own my husband's image and don't have legal rights to put his face on a shirt. I'd suggest you scrap this before you hear from my lawyer. According to the law, a business cannot use an image of someone without their consent or permission. We can file a lawsuit against you for misappropriation of likeness. We can also file a lawsuit for false light and invasion of privacy. Putting a filter on my husband's face is not transformative. Due to the precedents in the law, we would win this lawsuit. Please cease and desist. Thanks. So my friend says to me, so you're going to go on and tell everybody now that, it was just a joke because you knew Katie would say something. And I said, you know what, I'm going to wait a little while. And she looked at me weird, why are you going to wait? And I said, the longer I wait, the more people are going to see her post, and more people are going to start talking about it. And I said, hey, I wanted people to talk about my merch, and here we are. And I said, if I go on here and say it was a big joke, and, I did it to get Katie to advertise for me, she's going to take it down. Sure enough, boom, when I did decide to start explaining that it was a joke, the post came down. Because Katie didn't do her research again. But I just find it hilarious. It's so fun. I have so many people, even till right now, till this day, emailing me Katie said this. She screenshots. I'm like, I know. It was a joke. It was never in the store. You think she would have went to Teespring, typed my name in, and seen if I had any other merch possibly with her face on it, or other ones of Todd. But no, she just jumped the gun. Not only did she jump the gun, she made legal threats, and she didn't even make the right kind of ones. First of all, invasion of privacy. What planet is this? What? I think what you're trying to convey here, law-wise, is this right here. I'll teach you this, Katie, for next time somebody pulls a prank on you with Todd's picture. It's called right of publicity. Right of publicity is just as hard as defamation cases, right? Because, in transformative stuff does matter. Jurisdiction does matter. You might want to look into it because, you're off here calling it invasion of privacy or whatever. And yeah, also when it comes to doing parody stuff like Todd Come Get Your Girl, that's highly protected too. So if I really wanted to, I could, but let's face it, the skull with the Viking hat looks way more badass than, Todd. Plus, I'm not that big of a jerk. I would not use somebody's real photo to sell. I mean, hey, you know what? If money went to charity, I'm pretty sure you can still do it. But like I said, it's different in every state. But yeah, it's called right to publicity. But good looking out, iMessy, because you know what? If it wasn't for iMessy, I wouldn't even know this stuff about copyright and whatever. So it's just funny how everything comes full circle, isn't it? So before you make legal threats, at least know what you're talking about. Come on. Have you learned nothing by now? Really? You failed on knowing what you're talking about. You failed on doing research. And thank you very much for the advertisement, because guess what? That shirt sold more than any other shirt. So good looking out. Todd, come get your girl. Of all the things that people say about Katie Joy and all the videos they make, if Todd Come Get Your Girl was the one thing that she chose to take to litigation, I would die. I would die. That is just, it's so funny. Like, Todd, hit me up. I know you want one of these shirts, dude. Just let me know. If you want, I could do the one with your real face, but I have a feeling you like the Viking one better, right? Todd, come get your girl.